Captain Jacques Levenet and his assistant Christian Wilmoth present us with a new and effective system against street aggression. After his first video, Police Weapons, principally designed for law enforcement, and another about the new ROS, or Real Operational System, for intervention groups, Captain Levenet has conceived of a realistic self-defense method for anyone, and he has called it SPK, that is, Self-Pro Krav. This new self-defense discipline comes from the professional techniques of law enforcement, of ROS, of which he is the founder, and of Israeli Krav Maga. This new martial art concept has arisen thanks to the experience of Jacques Levenet as a police captain and expert instructor for the police and military, and from his proven work as a martial arts teacher. SPK is taught in the Jacques Levenet Martial Arts Academy, JLMAA. This French sports and professional organism has the recognition and authorization of the Ministry of Youth and Sports and is licensed for the professional teaching of law enforcement by the Work Ministry. JLMAA is divided into 3 different areas: the area of martial arts, the area of self-defense, and the area of professional training. All these areas are directed by qualified teachers and recognized professionals. SPK belongs to the area of self-defense in the academy, and is considered one more discipline within those that comprise the European Federation of Karate and Traditional Martial Arts. SPK is different from Israeli Krav Maga in various technical aspects, and in being an operational system that perfectly conforms to European legislation in matters of legitimate self-defense. The technical and teaching grades of SPK, conferred by the JLMAA, have greater recognition within the sphere of European sports. Soon the title of SPK instructor will see the light through the title of European Federal Instructor, or DIFE. The discipline of SPK is currently taught in various gyms in France and other European countries. Representatives of SPK in Europe and in other places in the world are arising all over the place in order to give greater familiarity to this new, effective, and realistic self-defense method against aggressions, which is geared toward the general public. Wrist grip. Dodge with exterior rotation, elbow strike, and backward kick. Avoiding the tunnel effect, protecting oneself from a possible punch. Neck grip. Exterior rotary dodge. We protect ourselves with the hand, strike to the throat, strike to crease of the elbow, and we take him to the ground, gripping with the fingers in the eyes. Protecting oneself from a possible punch. Take down, grabbing him by the eyes. Variation, immobilizing with a lock, twisting the arm. Grip to the hand with simultaneous strike with the palm under the nose and arm lock. The strike with the palm is done above or below the strangulation depending on the size of the aggressor. We can also throw a kick to the aggressor when he is on the ground. Raising the arm, moving the opposite leg backward, elbow strike to the face, and we push the aggressor. This technique is easier to realize if the aggressor pushes while he strangles. The push allows one to escape more easily. Variation. Kick to the genitals and take him to the ground. Getting in security position. The lock permits us to turn around in security position. We can finish with a knee to the elbow. Push against the wall. Freeing oneself with a rotation, passing the arm between that of the aggressor, blocking the grip and response with knee to genitals, elbow to the shoulder blades. Extending the arms toward the wall to avoid hitting ourselves, moving the same leg as the arm that is raised. Knee or tibia strike to the genitals according to the distance of the aggressor. Front guillotine. Bend the chin. Take in air, turning the head. Strike to the genitals with the side of the hand. Getting out of danger on the outside and neutralizing in security position with elbow lock. The rotation of the head allows us to slide the fingers to get free of the strangulation. Grip from behind. Turn the head toward the aggressor and simultaneous strike to the genitals with the palm of the hand. Hook the eyes from behind to take him to the ground with a second strike to the genitals. Support the leg well from outside to avoid the fall and allow for a better rotation of the body. Variation. If the body rotation isn't possible, throwing oneself backward using our leg and arm to unbalance him. Strike to genitals. This possibility is effective if the aggressor moves his legs forward to protect himself. Variation. If the grip pulls us forward, take the aggressor down, strike to the genitals, and escape. This possibility is effective if the aggressor throws himself on us. Take down from behind. Leg lock to the neck, throwing the adversary forward, strike to the genitals with the palm of the hand. Absorbing the fall, extension of the legs and helping oneself by the arms in the projection movement. Attempt at grip without holding the arms. Strike to the face with the palms and simultaneous kick to the genitals. Attempt at grip with the arms held. strike to the genitals with the palms. Strike to the hips, knee to genitals, strike to neck. Moving the head from the side of the aggressor to avoid a strike. The adversary lifts us without hooking our arms. Twisting of a leg and knee, strike to genitals. Grip to the eyes. Strike to the throat and tibia, strike to the genitals. Don't struggle to loosen the grip. The adversary lifts us, hooking our arms. Identical technique to the previous. Once the arms are freed, twisting of an arm and strike to neck. The hook of the leg and the knee to the genitals must be simultaneous. Grip from behind with the arms without hooking. Wrist grip and strike to the backside of the hand. Heel strike on foot, finger hold and return, taking him to the ground. Kick to the genitals. The pelvis strike facilitates the freeing up, maintaining the finger hold for the security position on the ground. Grip from behind with the arms caught. Pelvis strike backward, changing the axis toward the exterior with a raising of the arms. Rotation, kick to the genitals, elbow lock in extension, conservation of the security position with arm lock. The pelvis strike and the raising of the arms must be simultaneous. Direct. Block in windmill. Strike to face, twisting of the arms, American dorsal lock and strangulation. Block of the arm despite the guard and the direct from the aggressor. Variation. Same technique on direct of the other arm with normal American lock. Rotation of the chin upward in the lock to avoid the escape. Linked directs. Protection of the face with the hands crossed and response with kick to the genitals, followed by kick with the back leg. A series of punches, one after the other, is impossible to block. For that, we have to protect ourselves and attack. Simple hook. Block from above downward. Knee to genitals. Take down and arm lock once on the ground. This technique is effective on the hook if we manage to anticipate the strike. Double hooks. Block. Head strike to the body with a leg grip in order to do a throw. Strike on the malleoli and leg lock. Bend down when doing the block to be able to advance and unbalance. Direct kick. Rotary dodge toward the outside. Block accompanied by grip on the leg. Sweep of the supporting leg. Kick. The arm grip is to avoid a possible punch. Variation. Rotary dodge to the inside, block with the outside arm, response with kick to genitals, low kick. The space that we have is what will determine the interior or exterior dodge. We can finish pressing the malleoli. Unexpected direct kick. Block of the kick with the edge of the foot. Response with kick to the genitals with the same foot. Hammer strike to the neck. The block with the edge of the foot is mostly for genital protection. We can finish with a knee to the face. Circular kick. Rotary dodge to the inside and simultaneous response with direct interior kick. We finish with circular kick. These kinds of blocks leave us in a privileged situation when it comes to doing the counter. Variation. Rotary dodge to the inside and simultaneous low kick, followed by a circular kick. The response is produced before the aggressor supports the foot. Rotary dodge to the inside. Block and twisting of the leg below. Throw. American leg lock on the ground. Blocking with previous movement to absorb the collision. Block and simultaneous punch, followed by kick on the ground. The rotary dodge to the inside is accentuated in order to be able to respond more easily. Low kick. Genital protection, rising and bringing the tibia closer. Response with strike to the genitals with the same leg. Don't respond with the other leg in order not to expose yourself to a counter. Circular attack. Block from above down with the knee. Twisting of the armed arm. Knee strike to genitals. Disarm with arm lock. Recovering the stick. throwing yourself with both arms between the armed arm and the face of the aggressor. The lock to the arm is done at the level of the forearm. Variation. Rotary dodge to the inside and block with both arms. Response with hammer strike to the face and knee strike to the genitals. Disarm. American lock reinforced with the stick on the neck. Variation. Reinforcement of the lock with the stick to free a hand and be able to grab the weapon. Reinforcement with leg lock to the arm to put oneself in a situation of control and vigilance. Reverse attack. Block from above to below. Twisting of the armed arm. Grip to the eyes. Stomp to the kneecap. Disarm with knee strike to the elbow. Immobilization with arm lock and pincer lock to the neck. Close reverse attack. Rotary dodge to the outside and block with both arms simultaneously. Response with hammer strike to the face. Disarm by twisting the stick to recover it and respond. Technique to realize in the case of an unexpected attack. Variation with twisting of the armed arm to assure an elbow lock in extension and an immobilization on the ground. The interest in this variation comes from the final control, which gives us a freedom of movement with the cane hand. Rotary dodge to the outside. Block with both arms. Crossed grip of the armed arm. Response with punches to the chin. Grip of the armed hand and kick with jump. Strike with the stick at the same time that we disarm. Arm lock, takedown of adversary and apply pressure with the cane on the neck. We place ourselves in the security position. Arm lock using cane. The objective of law enforcement is found in the immobilizations on the ground, which allow for the frisking and the use of the hand weapon while holding the individual. Threat in front at short distance. Simultaneous strike to the back of the hand with the palm and to the genitals with the foot. Strike to the genitals with the palm and knee to the same place. Strangulation in guillotine with rotation to take him to the ground. Turn with leg lock. Immobilization in security position.
Ton pognon.
Variation with elbow to the thorax and submission with American lock to the leg. Don't attack immediately. First, try to distract the attention of the aggressor, acting like we're looking for money in our pockets. Threat in front at kicking distance. Distracting attention by looking in the pockets. Kick with the edge of the foot. Strike to genitals with the same leg. Strangulation in guillotine with turn to take him to the ground. Turning to the aggressor to place ourselves in security position and to control.
File-moi ton pognon, file-moi ton pognon.
Throw the leg that strikes back in order to gain distance. Striking in the pockets distracts the aggressor's attention.
Ton pognon, file-moi ton fric.
Variation with a throwing back and a strangulation on the ground. Helping with the extension of the leg for the throw. Threat on the side of the throat.
Je t'aurai, toi.
We get ourselves loose with a grip on the arm and simultaneous palm strike to the face. Genital kick and machete strike to the crease of the armed arm. Disarm with strike to the back of the hand. It is important to raise the arms to be at the same height as the threat. Variation.
Tu me donnes quelque chose.
We get loose with grip of an arm and simultaneous turning elbow strike. We continue holding the armed hand while we throw kicks to the genitals. We take him to the ground with a wrist lock. Disarm by knee strike to elbow. The lock allows us to take him to the ground, not to disarm. Threat on the reverse side of the neck. Rotary dodge to the outside with grip of the armed wrist. Punch to the face. We hold the armed hand and kick to the genitals. Disarm by strike to the back of the hand. Thumb lock and strangulation. The kick to the genitals isn't necessary, but it is effective. Try to speak to the aggressor from the beginning of the threat in an attempt to calm him. Threat on the throat from the front. We straighten up over the feet and we lift the head while we lower the armed arm of the attacker. Strike to the genitals with the foot. Disarm with lock. We finish with kick. Variation with kick to thorax. Think about sticking the armed arm to the body to do a rotary disarm with full security. The disarm can be done standing. Threat from the back.
Et toi, dis-moi ton truc.
Turn and elbow backward. Knee strike to the genitals. Vertical elbow strikes to the shoulder blades and to the elbow for disarm. Taking him down with elbow lock. Professional control and security position. Variation. Always verify the threatening weapon and look in the reverse direction of the counterattack. Professional variation with elbow to the face and leading away with American lock. Threat from the back with grip. Turn and elbow to the face and simultaneous strike to lower the armed forearm. Knee to the genitals and grip to the eyes to take him to the ground. Disarm with knee strike to the elbow. Always move yourself from the longest side of the back except in the case of an opposite grip or of a crossed threat. Variation. Disarm by arm lock on the ground, to keep the armed arm stuck to the body before responding. Threat between the legs.
Ton pognon, ton fric.
Double action, straightening up over the feet and pushing the armed arm downward, changing the axis arm in order to strike with kick to the genitals. Disarm, with hammer strike to the elbow, twisting lock to the arm. Kick to the crease of the knee. We can finish applying pressure with the knee on the malleolo. Don't carry the armed arm in the axis of the body to disarm. Threat on the throat from the back. Double action, separating the armed arm and straightening up over the feet. Elbow to the body and strike to the genitals with palm. Arm twist backward. Disarm by hammer strike on the elbow. American lock with grip and turning of the chin. Keep the head against the aggressor during the threat to facilitate the separation and keep the blade from cutting us. Threat on the throat on the ground.
Je te tiens.
Separating the armed arm of the aggressor and simultaneously striking the genitals. Throw to one side. Kick to the genitals. Disarm with lock. Bend the legs to facilitate the throw and keep the armed arm held well. Variation.
Je te tiens.
It is important to think about the escape after the disarm. Threat under the throat on your knees. Double action, lifting the head and separating the armed arm from the throat. Elbow strike backward, securing the armed arm, lifting it toward the aggressor. Strike with the edge of the foot to the kneecap and escape. There is the possibility of doing a double genital strike with the palm of the hand. Oriental attack. Block with the forearm and strike to the throat at the same time. Grip on the neck and kick to the genitals. Disarm with vertical elbow strike. Takedown with elbow hold. Security position with double lock. Block the armed arm at the forearm level and not at the height of the triceps to avoid the blade returning. Keep the wrist held to do the finger twisting lock. Professional variation. Disarm with the recovery of the armed hand and lock on the arm. Kick to genitals. To pass the leg above the neck for a takedown, we turn to the aggressor, helping ourselves from the tibia, and we place ourselves in security and holding position. This technique allows law enforcement a complementary use of the hand weapon while the individual is held. Attack with ice pick. Block upward and kick to the genitals. Takedown with arm lock. Disarm with elbow strike. Return to the aggressor and security position and immobilization. Change the axis in the block to counteract the long blade attacks. Variation. Disarm of armed arm above. The height of the armed arm determines whether the arm lock is done above or below. Grip of the armed hand and a jumping kick to the genitals. Takedown and disarm. The grip of the armed hand is used to control and to turn the arm toward the aggressor. Attack with ice pick at a distance. Jump kick with dodge followed by another kick to the genitals. Recovery of the knife and escape. Never turn your back when escaping. Attack with reverse chop. Low kick with rotary dodge to the outside. When he tries a new attack, block with the two forearms and hammer strike to the face, twisting the arm for a disarm with strike to the back of the hand. Backward kick. Recovery of knife and escape. Facing a knife attack, one must always be moving. 5. Attack with push dagger. This is a kind of weapon that is easily hidden. More and more it is present in aggressions, and it shows us the limits of the classic techniques of self-defense, because the grip of the armed hand is impossible without risk of being cut. For that, in SPK, we do disarm striking on the back of the hand. Reverse of push dagger. Rotary dodge to the outside and block with the forearms. Grip of the armed wrist and punch to the face. Disarm with punch on the back of the hand. Kick. Recovery of the weapon and escape. The same technique is used facing a reverse knife attack with oriental fastening, because the hand grip will be dangerous. Reverse knife attack. Rotary dodge to the outside. Block with the forearms. Hammer strike to the face. Elbow lock to disarm and take down. American leg lock to immobilize in security position. This immobilization technique, freeing the hands, allows law enforcement total freedom to use a hand weapon. Circular knife attack. Rotary dodge to the inside. Block with the forearms. Disarm with strike to the elbow. Take down with arm lock. Knee strike to elbow and kick to face. The interest of the technique is that it is a fast and painful disarm. Unexpected reverse knife attack. Rotary dodge to the outside, block with the forearms, hammer strike to the face, grip on the eyes to take him to the ground. Disarm with elbow lock in extension. With the leg, it allows for the immobilization in security position. Variation with stomp and Chinese finger lock. Circular attack. Block from above downward with jumping knee strike. Twisting of the armed arms. Disarm with arm lock. Twist the arms of the aggressor well to avoid a possible second attack. Reverse attacks. Block from above downward with twisting of the armed arms, grip to the eyes, disarm with arm lock. The techniques from above downward are efficient for any height of attack. Variation. Block from above downward with strangulation. Take down and disarm with knee strike on elbow. When we launch ourselves, we pass an arm by each side of the aggressor's face. Variation. Entering block with hit on armed arms. Twisting of arms and eye grip for disarm and takedown. Protect your head in the collision with the aggressor's elbows. Unexpected close reverse attack. Rotary dodge to the outside. Block with hit, hammer strike to the face, strangulation, and we take him to the ground with a kick. The disarm is done on the ground with knee strike on elbow. Variation. Twisting of the arm to block the weapons and elbow lock to get into security position with immobilization. Reverse attack to one hand. Rotary dodge to the outside, block with the forearms, crossed grip of the armed wrist, punch to the face, disarm with elbow strike to the joint, jump kick to the genitals, arm lock to take him to the ground. Strangulation on the ground with leg lock. We place ourselves in security position. Once on the ground, the leg lock to the arm allows for total control of the aggressor. Attacks to the legs. Direct block on the armed arms. Kick to the genitals with the same leg as the block. Low kick and kick to take him down and recover the bat. For better control, put pressure on the malleoli. Variation. Block in collision on the armed arms with the tibia. Eye grip with head turn for takedown. Kick to the face. Strike the face of the aggressor with the palms in the hit. Reverse attack to one hand. Rotary dodge to the outside. Block with the forearms. Disarm and take him to the ground, twisting the armed arm and leverage under the chin. The hit is essential in the block as well as the lengthening of the arm below the chin for the takedown. Upward attack to one hand. We block with the edge of the foot. Strike to the genitals with the same leg. Machete strike to the neck. This kind of attack is very difficult to stop. We can finish with a knee strike to the face. Circular reverse attack. We dodge, throwing ourselves back on the first attack and block from above downward with strangulation on the second attack with nunchaku. Strangulation to take him down to the ground and disarm. Always place yourself behind the aggressor in the block to avoid a new attack. Threat from the front with one hand. Rotary dodge to the outside, crossed grip of the barrel, punch to the face, disarm, kick to the genitals. We put distance between ourselves and the aggressor and position of control. Put the arms to the height of the threat. Always exit from the shooting angle. Extend the grip arm to distance from the danger. Threat from the front with two hands. Grip of the barrel with the hands in the form of a V, pushing upward and kick to the genitals. Disarm, turning the weapon toward the aggressor. We distance ourselves and position of control. Extend the arms upward, grabbing the weapon. Yield during the threat in order to get better support. Threat to the throat with one hand. In only one movement, grab the armed wrist and elbow to the face. Disarm and kick to genitals. We distance ourselves and position of control. At the same time that we throw the elbow strike, we have to turn the weapon toward the aggressor. Threat to the temples with one hand. In only one movement, rotary dodge to the outside and grab the barrel, pushing toward the aggressor. Punch to the face. Grab the weapon and disarm with inverted lock. We distance ourselves and position of control. We always have to turn the barrel toward the aggressor. Variation. Rotary dodge to the outside and grip on the barrel. Kick to the genitals and disarm. We distance ourselves and position of control. Facing this threat, the kick is more appropriate than the punch. Threat from the front to the chest. Rotary dodge to the outside and grab the armed wrist, followed by disarm and kick to genitals. Distance yourself and position of control. The wrist grip is sometimes more adequate than that of the barrel, as in this case. Threat from behind. We turn to the side contrary to the threat. Grab the armed arm, elbow to face and knee to genitals. Disarm with inverted lock. We strike with the weapon of the aggressor. We distance ourselves and position of control. Fake being afraid to look at the weapon and the height of the threat from the opposite side from which we will do the defense. Rifle threat from the front. In only one movement, rotary dodge to the outside and separation of the weapon from the axis of the body. Grip of the rifle and kick to genitals. Disarm with return of the rifle in diagonal toward the aggressor. We distance ourselves and position of control. Don't try to grab the barrel of a long weapon from entry because its length impedes correct domination. Rifle threat from the back.
Hey, fais-moi ton fric, fais-moi ton fric.
We turn to the opposite side of the threat. We grab the weapon, palm strike to face. Disarm by twisting the weapon. We distance ourselves and position of control. Defense against knife.
Hey, qu'est-ce que tu veux, toi? Fais-moi ton fric.
Kicked to the armed hand for disarm. Strike to the genitals with the palm of the hand. Grip on the hand and jump kick to the genitals with arm lock for takedown. Keep the lock reinforced by the leg. Remain outside the visual field of the aggressor during the disarm. Finish the technique in position of protection of the third person. Defense against knife with lock.
File-moi ton collier, file-moi ton collier.
Grip with boost of the armed hand. Jump kick to the genitals and arm lock for takedown. Disarm with knee strike to the elbow. In training, work the grip of the armed arm outside the visual field of the aggressor. Variation.
Ton collier, file-moi ton collier.
Elbow lock with takedown and disarm on the ground. Chinese finger lock. The grip of the armed arm and the takedown with the extended leg are done at the same time. Threat with pistol.
Hey, tu me files ton pognon. Fais-moi ton pognon.
Grip from above down of the armed wrist and of the barrel at the same time. Simultaneous jump kick and lock for the disarm. Distance yourself from the aggressor and protect the third person. Stay outside the visual field of the aggressor before the action. Place yourself in front of the protected person with some contact for more security. Variation. In function of the height at which the weapon is, or of the size of the aggressor, the disarm is done with the lock turning the barrel downward in the direction of the aggressor. Facing a long weapon, we must utilize a punch or a palm strike to the face and not with the elbow. In function of the speed of the intervention, we can change the weapon from hand or not. Threat with rifle.
Qu'est-ce que tu veux, toi? Qu'est-ce que tu veux?
Grip from above downward of the rifle with twisting, pointing the weapon toward the aggressor. Distance yourself from the aggressor. Protection and position of domination. Quickly deflect the barrel of the rifle from the axis of the third person.
file-le-moi. Oh putain. Ça rebondit là-dessus.
Non, 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 non.
T'en fais. Oh putain. Qu'est-ce que je fais?
Peut-être je vais sortir tout ça.
Ah, heureusement qu'elle se restaurait parce que.